Welcome back to The Watch, and I am autistic.
That is the best open yet.
Do you want to keep it?
Yes, please. That's gold.
So,
The tables have turned here.
yes.
Oh, nice.
I wanted to give a bit of a recap on GamerGate 2.
Okay, Nixon.
No, that's the meme, where GamerGate was such a, traumatic experience. And so when people are referencing it, there's like, it's GamerGate, and then that evolved to, it's GamerGate.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, Gamergate, oh no.
Yes. And I thought it was appropriate because it's related to GamerGate 1 in terms of what happened to GamerGate 1 and now what has happened to GamerGate 2. And the takeaway, which we'll expound upon a little further, is GamerGate 2 over? And the answer is no, because GamerGate 1 never ended.
Because luckily for us, war is eternal.
Almost. This is the thing about GamerGate 1. It had a big wave of prominence and discussion, all right? But the battle of what was being fought for in GamerGate 1 just continued, even if it stopped getting reported on. The thing is, though, a lot of people kept reporting on it, following the woke infestation of gaming and the continual push for it and all that stuff. That, was getting covered by YouTubers mostly for ages, and it was only the mainstream that kind of, though they kept bringing it up. They blamed the election of Donald Trump on GamerGate. Like, they were so traumatized from it.
Thank you.
And we've mentioned this, right? It's because GamerGate 1, who won it? There's a discussion about who won it. In my mind, I think gamers won GamerGate 1 because it was the first moment when there was actual pushback against this hyper-progressive woke ideology. It wasn't called woke ideology then. The big thing about it was extremist feminism. But that was just a gateway, a smoke screen to get in all the other ideologies that by making the spearhead women representation in gaming and gaming being sexist and everything like that. Again, that was a smoke screen to bring in everything else.
Yeah.
But gamers pushed back against it. And GamerGate 1 lasted longer because there were more grifters trying to capitalize on it.
And it was all brand new to us. There's a lot more digging to do,
But in the same sense, GamerGate 2, that's happening exactly like there's grifters capitalizing on it, but they're trying to hide it. Where in GamerGate 1, they were trying to crowdfund and get money off it. Feminist frequency. Like, Sarkeesian jumped on the whole, how sexist gamers are and everything, and started making her, such bullcrap feminist frequency videos about sexism in gaming. But because she was releasing those bit by bit, and people were responding to it and calling out for its bullcrap, it extended the GamerGate 1 saga longer than GamerGate 2. And this is where I think they've learnt, the enemy, the woke crowd, have learnt from their experience in GamerGate 1. Because now they're trying to go underground. They're trying to hide what they're doing, but be just as much activists as they ever were.
That's a good sign that the tables are turning if they go underground.
But also, it does seem to be an effective strategy, because that's what they eventually learned in GamerGate 1. It's like, okay, feminist frequency failed. There was all this backlash, people calling it out. And then if, people got seen collaborating with them, even though Sarkeesian, did end up collaborating with some large titles, people getting more red-pilled on it. And to the point where in GamerGate 2, if we find out that any kind of consulting company, because the breaking, thing was Sweet Baby Inc. with GamerGate 2, anyone collaborating with them, we're going to boycott. We don't want any of this, right? That was the ultimate resolution of people, the fact that gaming companies would start to collaborate with these woke, consultancy groups. And Sarkeesian, she started consulting on heaps of games, and they just went insanely woke. All right? And so the response to, there's all this backlash to it, is we just won't tell the gamers. We'll just try and keep it hidden. And it's happened multiple times when developing companies reached out to Cabrutus, who was the guy that started the Sweet Baby Ink Detected Curator group on Steam, asking him, don't put our game on your list. We're not woke, I swear, we're not woke. Right? But yeah, we consulted with him, but we're not woke. And then Cabrutus is like, okay, can you give us some proof of that? And they couldn't. And he's like, you're on the list. But the fact that they do not want to be on the list shows that they're afraid of people knowing. Right? And then these companies, Sweet Baby Inc., they're just going to rebrand, rename. Right? And so that's why it's not like, and Cabrutus, most people know this, right? The issue isn't Sweet Baby Inc. It's woke ideology, the consultancy companies, but not only them, the woke community managers, the woke, what is it? Like the section of the company that hires and fires people.
Human resources.
Human resources, the woke human resources departments, right? Those are the big problems, and then woke developers. The thing is, though, they will try and go underground, and this is where what's happening with GamerGate 2. Though there are interesting spikes of more mainstream prominence, like GDC, so the Game Developers Conference, all the insane woke, workshops they had there, the group of ideologues going out and screaming to the sky in protest.
Yeah.
Right. So those moments happen, and then you get like unhinged journalists, coming out and trying to promote the sexiness of Hades game while attacking Stellar Blade and the censorship of Stellar Blade. So all those things are still kind of spikes of GamerGate 2, the narrative of how that's progressing. Yet at the same time, a lot of these consulting companies, everything, they trying to hide it and sneak it in unaware.
Yes, but that just goes to show that they're afraid to show it publicly for a reason.
Yes,
they
it's unpopular.
Exactly, it's unpopular, So.
And they know it's unpopular, and instead of acknowledging, okay, maybe we should give gamers what they want, make games the way that they would like to be made, they're going to say, no, we're going to still trying to subvert what they want, to do it in secret and sneak it in. They want to sneak it in. And so this is why you will see far less of these woke comments in trailers now, and it'll just appear in the movie.
But the proof will be in the pudding.
This is why you need to rely on reviewers. Don't give them benefit of the doubt. Like the line in the Blue Beetle trailer, Batman's a fascist.
I haven't seen the Blue Beetle.
Good. It's not a great movie.
It just seems like a lame superhero.
Yeah, it could be done. Like, there are like superheroes that have lame kind of concepts and ideas that end up,
Kick-Ass was cool. I liked him.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. But that line, right, because it was in the trailer, just checked out so many people. It's like, all right, it's made by ideologues. And the film wasn't insanely woke, but it went... Blue Beetle is its own bag of fish. It stereotypes Mexican culture so much. It's the whole, we are going to be so not racist to the point we're going to be insanely racist. They wanted so much inclusion of Mexican culture that they ended up adding so many racist stereotypes of Mexican culture where they just want to eat burritos and all this stuff. It was crazy.
In India, they have the blue dung beetle as a superhero.
That was a little out of left field. Not your best joke. Keep trying.
Yeah.
That really hurt you then. I saw pain on your face.
I'm dying. Look, okay. I couldn't think of a goat reference in time, so I just went with crap. Look, back to the woke.
Back to the woke. So, yeah, Blue Beetle is its own bag of fish. But the thing is, though, that once upon a time, these woke companies thought the woke ideology was an advertisement and a virtue signal that would attract more people. And so they would have those bullcrap lines embedded in the trailer to signal, dog whistle you could almost say, that yes, we are on board with ESG and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because they have seen such backlash to this movement, they're just going to hide it from the trailers. Their intent now, and this is why GamerGate 2 has not ended, because the activists are just as active at trying to infest their ideology into everything, right? Yeah. They want to brainwash people into their ideology. And they know that media is a very powerful tool in shifting social tolerances.
But here's the thing, like, when you start doing that, there is always a negative reaction. And people notice when they're being excluded. People notice when the quality of whatever they're consuming goes down. Because people...
I know, this is why it will ultimately fail. But they will still do it. So what they're going to do now is hide it. Have the trailer look really great. And then in the film, there's going to be one of those lines like in Ant-Man where it's like, I know socialism a charged word, right? But we could really learn something from these, communist ants.
But here's the thing though, right? Like, we started figuring that out too, like even with our like Fallout and stuff like that, most and Halo, right? They'll put all the good stuff in the trailer, but we know that the first episode's going to have action, the last episode's going to have action, everything in the interim is going to suck ass.
Yes,
so
this is the thing. That's why it will ultimately fail. But they're going to try and do it more subtly. This is why, like, we've done a video covering the Helldivers thing. The comments that someone made on the Helldivers thing, and it's worth just rereading because a lot of these activist companies, right, they're not learning from their mistakes. They're just trying to hide it more. And so it's like, this is the reinterpretation of Sony's statement. We're still learning how far we can push the line. We will reconvene in the boardroom on Monday to devise a draconian plan to push past the line slower so that it is less noticeable next time. That there is basically the new battle plan for the woke activists, in my mind, that they're going to still try and push this ideology, but more subtly so you won't notice it. That's why you have to be more hypersensitive aware, but also don't give them benefit of the doubt. Wait for reviews, right? And sometimes I hate the fact that we have to watch dog crap movies, but we perform an important service, Oz, which is to inform customers, people, if it's worth their money or not. Sometimes it is.
Helldivers was.
I mean, look at Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Fall Guy was great.
Yeah.
And I was actually more anti-woke than woke.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And so the thing is, though, that's, like, me as a consumer, especially something that I'm not reviewing anything, I'm going to find out from people I trust if it's worthwhile beforehand. This is what tipped me off about Shogun. Shogun, I was not interested in it, right? But people I trusted said, hey, actually, pretty good.
Yeah, I literally started watching it the other day.
Yeah, and it's really good, right? And so that's how consumers will move forward, I feel, is word of mouth is going to mean a lot. And if so you can rely on trusted reviewers, but also you do need to pay attention. One of the big warning signs, even if they don't show it in the trailers now or anything like that, if for gaming, if you want to see if a company has woke ideology, ESG, or consultancy, or anything like that, just take a look at the female characters. Are they attractive or not? That is such a big, warning sign, face-off thing that identifies, like, yeah, you can tell where they're going with it. Because they just hate femininity, they hate beauty.
Yeah, they hate beauty.
They hate sexiness, they hate the fact that men like, sexy women.
They hate anything that falls within the realms of beauty and truth. The two greatest pillars of reality.
Yes, right.
They wish they could attack God directly. But they can't, so they have to suffer. They have to make his children suffer.
Yeah.
I hate this world.
This is why they will fail, though. They can't hide what they're doing, especially when it's so blatant and easily, obviously identifiable as this. This is why race change characters is a red flag. It's not that people have an issue with black characters or diverse characters or anything like that. It's if it's been changed for no other reason apart from the sake of diversity. Once upon a time, race changes happened because there was a better actor for the role. Like the Kingpin in the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, or Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson, right? Better actors for the roles. And when that's done, we don't have a problem with it. Nerds, fans don't have a problem with it. But when it's done for no other reason but clear, blatant, obvious ideology and diversity, it's the red flag. That's, it's made by woke ideologues. They're going to try and inject their ideology to try and shift the social kind of perception of what is acceptable and what should be celebrated. And when it's got that kind of subversive thing, it generally means they hate truth and beauty.
Yeah.
Right? And I do not want to support, people who are creating media with that intent.
Yeah. I just won't support commies.
my perception on what is good and bad is now starting to acknowledge more that something that promotes evil can't be good.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like even if it's well written, even if it's entertaining, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think it is a good piece of media.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I'm kind of landing on it. And that means if it even has elements of woke ideology in it, it becomes crap.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's always going to be something rotten in it that you'll taste every time. It's like milk. You know?
And the perfect analogy is like, all right, what if I made you a cupcake with perfect ingredients and everything about it was just flawlessly done, but I did sprinkle a couple of nuggets of crap poo in it.
One little dollop of cow crap.
And you don't know where it is in the cupcake, but it's there. Everything else is perfect and gorgeously made. Would you eat it?
No.
Or would you declare this cupcake to be good?
No.
But so much about it is good, Oz. It only has one bit of crap. Would you you should consume it. It's only a bit of crap, Oz.
No. The second someone hands me a cupcake and demands that I eat it, no. I'll throw it in their face, and that's why I'm no longer invited to birthday parties.
You are very anti-authority.
Wait, you said I am not anti-authority. Because you said I have to. Anyway.
Yeah. So, GamerGate 2 has not ended in the sense that GamerGate 1 hasn't ended. The war continues. GamerGate 1, you could summarize it as basically the culture war coming to gaming. Okay? And that war waged on, even if the larger narrative and discussion about it left the mainstream.
I would say I reckon, this is from my perspective, but I think the culture war, as far as the current paradigm of culture war, literally started there.
Almost. That's where the big pushback kind of happened.
Yeah.
That's why I credit GamerGate 1 with a lot of significant elements of how it affected culture. It was where I actually noticed the first larger scale pushback against what ultimately was woke ideology at the time.
Yeah, and there's battle scars on their side too, because they say that Donald Trump's winning the presidency was GamerGate.
And if they credit that means to me, GamerGate, we won that, right?
Yeah.
If they're acknowledging that had an influence in it, and this is the thing I've mentioned, it was GamerGate 1 that red pilled me on feminism. Before that, I thought, feminism good, and then it was the insane. They revealed their hand, the mask was off. They showed this isn't about equality; it's about power. It's about female supremacy and men bad, right? And that's where I got, this is not a good thing. And it was GamerGate 1. And so even though GamerGate 2, you're probably not going to see lots of, videos with GamerGate 2 in the title at the moment, the culture war continueth. And the fight for the, gaming community, the ideology and all that stuff still rages. The companies are still there. And that's why you need to stay vigilant and vote with your wallets. And if you see signs like that, send the message. Won't have a bar of it.
The thing about GamerGate is we win every battle in GamerGate. We win everything with our facts and our logic and our memes.
Even though ultimately I think we do win, there has been casualties along the way. Specifically IPs, the things we love, right? Star Wars was sacrificed on the altar of progressivism. But
Halo first.
Halo as well. But this is actually, here is the white pill moment, right? They can't take away original Star Wars, right? No matter what they try and change for the new generation in their warped skin suit, adaptations and everything like that, they can't change what the original media was, the stuff that we loved, original Halo, original Star Wars, original Doctor Who, original Star Trek. And guess what? That's what I'm showing my kids, right? And I had a great conversation just the other day because my kids were starting to talk about lightsabers. My son got one of those better lightsabers for his birthday. And the conversation just ended up being that Disney Star Wars sucked.
Hey.
And then they're like, that was good. I remember we watched Rise of Skywalker with my oldest son. And one of the first questions he had when he came out is like, Palpatine, he died, didn't he? I was like, yeah, he did die, son. How did he come back? That was one of his first questions. I just said, that is a good question, son.
Yeah.
Right? Even he was noticing there's something not right with this new stuff.
But that's the thing, you know, as they have new tactics of becoming more subtle and all that sort of stuff, we learn new tactics too. And the most recent one we've learned is from Warhammer, right? We need to actively help destroy it. We need to do it as soon as they get into a thing and infest it. You got to burn the house down to save the neighborhood.
Boycott, don't support the brand anymore, and enjoy the original good stuff, because we have it already.
Yeah.
We have a lifetime's worth of incredible media entertainment,
Yeah.
and people are noticing we do not need your new progressive bullcrap.
Yep.
All right? You're empowered to entertain yourself, and that's ultimately how we win. And that's the white pill moment where Star Wars doesn't have to be dead. All right? You can enjoy the original stuff. New Star Wars, dead on arrival, doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it is literally not in my canon. It does not exist, right? That is not Star Wars. I do not accept it as canon. I do not accept it as Star Wars. Rey is this fanfic bullcrap that a money-grubbing corporation tried to spew out that I ignore.
But more importantly, Shad,
Ignore it in my, canon.
as in
I
you
call her
want
out
it
for its
dead.
crap, yeah.
You want it dead. But let's say that these people invade your house and they slowly start destroying it with you still inside and your family's still there. Wouldn't you just evacuate your family, lock the doors, and light it on fire?
I think the analogy is getting a little out of hand, but...
Okay, fine. Wouldn't you lock the doors and blow it up? Okay, fine. Still fine. Wouldn't you lock the doors
Nuke it from orbit.
and nuke it from orbit? Kill everyone inside. Only way to be sure.
The takeaway is the war's not over. Keep fighting and keep staying on watch.